Today we're diving into a really handy feature on the Volkswagen, the speed limiter. Whether you're cruising through town or trying to avoid accidental speeding fines, the limiter has your back. Let's see exactly how it works. Greetings. Before we jump inside, let's just discuss what a speed limiter is. It's a system that stops you from going over a set speed that you pop into your car as such. Now, we're going to go over this in my VW Golf GTD Mk7. And those of you who've seen my videos before, I've done a video on the adaptive cruise control. This isn't quite the same. It's still something that's really useful because it's a way of stopping you from just exceeding a speed limit. Say if you're in a 30-mile-an-hour speed zone or something like that, whereas adaptive cruise control is going to keep you at a certain speed. This is going to allow you to drop below and go up to a certain speed. Right, so first of all, let's set this up. Okay, so once you're in the car, as you know, you've got the GTD steering wheel here. So this should be fairly similar on all VWs. So I'm just going to start the car. And it's absolutely roasting today, so I'm going to open that door. So we've got all the controls on the left-hand side here. And if you've seen my previous videos, you will have seen that I've explained how the adaptive cruise control works. But first of all, you do need to turn that on. And you get the little symbol down here that shows you that that is now active. Now on the left-hand side of the steering wheel for me, I've got this mode button, and this mode button will hop between cruise control and the speed limiter. And when I'm on the speed limiter, I get a symbol in the dashboard that says lim. So just to show you what that looks like, if I press the mode button, I get lim for limiter, and again adaptive cruise control, and I can turn it off and back on again. Using the speed limiter is very similar to the adaptive cruise control, whereby you set your limit speed or your maximum speed by using the plus and the minus buttons here. They'll go up in 5-mile-an-hour increments, and then if you want to go up in 1-mile-an-hour increments, you use these two buttons just here, the resume and the set button. So let's have a look at that. So pressing the plus button, as you can see, it goes up to 20, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, like so, up in 5-mile-an-hour increments. 20 mile an hour is the lowest maximum speed you can set, and then up and down in 1-mile-an-hour increments using the resume and the set button. Okay, so just to show you what that looks like on the steering wheel, you've got the resume by just pressing that to go up in 1-mile-an-hour increments and down in 1-mile-an-hour increments, and then up and down in 5-mile-an-hour increments. So it's all very easy. Just to be aware, you can only use the adaptive cruise control or the speed limiter, one or the other. So I'm going to set this to 40 miles an hour. Once that's set, we can pop out for a drive and we'll test and see how it works. Right, so I've set the speed limiter to a maximum speed of 40 miles an hour. You can also see on the dashboard there's a little green symbol there that tells you that the speed limiter is active. So I'm just under 40. You can feel a soft sort of limitation, sort of like a soft barrier. So when I get to 40, I can feel almost like a pushback from the engine. Now, if I exceed 40, which I can't do very easily, I'll get an alarm go off. I'm actually depressing the accelerator pedal and nothing is happening. I'm still stuck at 40 miles an hour. So you might be thinking, well, that's no good to me. If I can't go past 40 miles an hour that I've set, and I need to get out of trouble or avoid an accident, what am I going to do? Well, you're either going to be pushing the brake to avoid something, or you're going to need to accelerate. So if I accelerate slowly, push the pedal down, I'm not going to go past 40. However, if I do actually kick down on the accelerator, the car will speed up, like so, and I'll get that alarm. And as you can see, the green light will start flashing just to warn me that I've gone over the 40. This is where it's so useful if you're in those annoying 20-mile-an-hour speed limit areas, and gives you the flexibility to de-accelerate and accelerate without having to think about, am I going to go over 20 or over 50 on a motorway or something like that if you're in a variable speed limit area. So let me show you what happens with the speed limiter when you're rolling down a hill. You've got your feet off the pedals, so you're just letting the car do its own thing. There you go. Not something you can ignore, is it? It's quite interesting. You can actually feel this sort of kind of dead soft spot happen quite a few miles an hour before the 40 that I've set as the maximum speed. Once you have kicked through, like so, to get out of trouble or to speed up because you want to, and it drops below 40 again, you're going to get the alarm again. So the speed limiter is always on when the green symbol is on. When it's flashing, it means you're over the maximum speed limit that you've set. You can switch between the limiter and the adaptive cruise control, and you can obviously turn the whole system off with the off button here. If you brake, like so, as you can see, the green light is still on, so if I push through, so is the speed limiter. So just as a reminder, this rocker switch here, the minus and the plus, will take you up and down the speed limit that you want to set by 5 miles an hour, and the resume and the set buttons will give you that finer tuning of 1 mile an hour. So as you can see, I'm at 40 at the moment. If I press the resume button, I get 41, 42, 43, 44, 45. So you can be quite precise with this, and it will now let me climb to 45 before I get that soft spot again. As soon as I take my foot off the accelerator, if I'm trying to kick through, the speed limiter will snap back in again. You don't have to turn the whole system off, you can just press the mode button and it will turn off the green light, like so. So now the speed limiter has been deactivated and you can do as you please. So that's it. Speed limiter is super easy to use, as you can see. Really, really useful. Keeps you safe and relaxed, so you don't really have to think about going over those speed limits in those tricky speed zone areas. I don't know if you agree, but I would say that this is one of those features you have on a car that probably not used very much. I know I don't use it hardly ever. Sometimes I have. When I'm driving through central London, I'll set it just in case. I'd be intrigued to know if anyone uses a speed limiter, or if you're just watching this video just out of curiosity and thinking, oh, didn't even know I had a speed limiter. Let me know anyway. Be interesting to find out. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget that I'll link below the adaptive cruise control video that I did before. That's also, I think, a very useful video if you've never used it before or never been too sure about how to use adaptive cruise control on a VW. Again, very easy to use, very, very useful. So thanks for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.